Yo folks, what's going on? I'm here shooting this video. I told you I was going to be spilling the beans. Now, what am I going to be spilling the beans? About my life story. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't need these glasses. See the camera perfectly fine. I'm about to apologize for some of the stuff I'm about to say. I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. This needs to be said. I might get a little emotional because it is an emotional topic. You know, we hear a lot of excuses. We all do got problems, folks. That's okay. I'm not here to judge you. Shit, I got my own fair share of problems. But before I get into the story real quick, you know, everybody goes through the struggles like I've been saying. But let me show you what happens when you don't give up. See, folks, this is what happens. You get checks like this in the mail. And that don't happen by accident, folks. You know why I'm not super successful? Simple. I didn't share my story. Someone out there in this world needs to hear this story. Unfortunately. I pray to God nobody ever goes through what I went through. I mean, folks, it really does. Certain parts of it suck. I'm not going to get into the specific right now, but yeah, it hurts, folks. You know, let me talk about some of the problems I hear out there. You know, people are complaining about other people having success and why they're not getting it. Well, the first thing is, folks, their perspective of the way they're looking at it. They're comparing themselves to how come I'm not getting the same results. Instead of doing that, they should be looking at it like, holy shit, this shit works. Let me get off my ass and do something. And, you know, I hear bunches of excuses. You know, I don't have the time, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, let's talk about how much time I got. Imagine driving back and forth to Staten Island, waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, folks, I'll be up to like 12, 11, maybe even 1 o'clock in the morning. Get up 4 o'clock in the morning, drive to New York City. Get back home. Sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes I don't. It depends how I feel. And yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let me tell you this. I'm out on STD. No, not sexual transmitted diseases, so get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, I already know what it is. I need to shoot this video. I need to talk about it. I need to get it out there. Help me cope with it. I got my own issues, folks. Let's see, July 29th. My pops passed away. You know, it's been rough for us. You know, we've been doing what we got to do. But folks, let me tell you what happened. He was the straw that broke the camel back. Back was already broken. I just had a Band-Aid over it. Let me tell you, that tough guy bullshit can only last so long before you break. You will eventually break. It might take you, let's see, it might take you 10 years to break, maybe 9 years. It took me about 9 years, so I finally broke, folks. Actually, a little longer than 9 years, because a little shorter than 9 years. It's about 9 years. It took about 9 years to break, folks. Well, let's go back to 94, where I originally had my first breakdown. My first breakdown, folks. I was in high school, about to graduate. It's the week before Christmas. Hold on, folks. Not a mouse or anything was stirring. I get this phone call. I hear the phone ring. I pick it up. I'm like, hello? At first I heard breathing. I was like, hello? You know, I'm an impatient person. Then I hear this on the phone. Boo, 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 guess what? I'm like, kiss? She was like, yeah, guess what? Exact words I said, chicken butt, that's what? She started cracking up laughing. She told me no, she's going to come down there and beat my ass. I'm a smart ass, folks. I love busting balls. I don't care who you are. Especially if you're on my team, I'm going to bust your balls. I don't want my balls to go join somebody else's team. Because, if you can't make me laugh, I don't want to work with you. We're here to have a good time. Besides to make money. This video, I have no idea how long this is going to take. But y'all need to hear this. Because maybe somebody out there has the same problem I did coping with this situation that I'm dealing with right now. And it all started back then. And she's on the phone, we're talking and talking, having a good time. So I'm like, what's going on? Where are you? And I know you called me for a reason, not just to say hi. She started laughing, giggling. I knew something was up. She told me that I'm going to be a father. And that she's 3 months pregnant. I was like, what? And I was like, can you say that again? Did I hear what I just heard? She started laughing. She's like, yeah, what is it with all you guys? As soon as you guys become stupid. Probably do. It's probably in our nature. And she's like, don't you remember? And she gave me a time frame. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, alright, so where are you? And she told me she's in the Bronx, she's about to see her aunt. We talking and talking. Folks, remind you, I'm on the phone. I don't have her mother's number. I do not have her aunt's number. All I hear in the background is, run your shit, bitch. And it was a female's voice saying that. And then I hear my girl tell this girl to go fuck herself and gets to stepping. I'm trying to talk to her, get an answer. I didn't hear nothing. And folks, let me tell you what happened. I heard a gunshot. And then I heard another one. Then I heard the phone drop. And then I heard, Sorry, folks. And let me tell you what happened after that. I kept screaming on the phone. Screaming. And screaming and screaming. Nobody answered. Didn't know what to do. I was in denial. Stuck in a fit of rage. Folks, let me tell you, we had logs in the backyard. I wound up grabbing them, smashing them against trees. I just fucking lost it, folks. Not cool. And about a week later, I get a phone call from my friends that I used to hang out with in the city, who know her family. I got some memory issues, folks. Couldn't remember numbers and all that. That's all good. They got in contact with me. They're like, yo, I heard Kiss is back. And I told them what happened. They're like, no, stop lying. And they looked at my eyes, folks. I finally got to see our aunt that day. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way I wanted to see her. But yeah, so the mother and father came down. We were all there supporting each other. Plus we had the Bacon Patrol Action 21 questions. I really didn't know shit. I was on the fucking phone. Yeah, like I could give a description. Yeah, she had long hair down to her ass and curly hair, bright red. I mean, folks, it's not the Bacon Patrol's fault. They left me alone. They knew I was in a fit of rage. It wasn't their fault. They knew what kind of mental state I was in. Not a very good one, folks. Not at all. This is a story I'm about to tell you. I haven't told nobody. Just recently I told my mom, maybe a couple of therapists. One day I'm in my friend's apartment. It's, about 8 days later. My friend happened to have a 9mm. I can't even believe I'm going to tell you this. Folks, I was literally there, taking the gun, tapping it on my forehead like this, fucking crying. Literally fucking crying. Folks, I was about to pull that trigger. That fucking close. That was my lowest point in my life. I really didn't give a shit. It was that close from pulling the trigger. One of my other friends, thank God he was there, fucking got the gun out of my head. He looked at me. He was like, bro, I know you ain't trying to kill yourself. I looked at him and go, no, I'm not going to kill myself. Then he's like, then give me that gun because you're about to kill somebody. Eventually, like 10 minutes later, I gave him the gun after fucking kept smacking that gun upside my head. Just fucking crying, folks. Just literally crying. Didn't know what to do. So I gave it to him. He said thanks. Gave me a hug. Started talking. Then he started yelling at my ass. Well, I'm glad he did, folks. Part of the reason. Just part of the reason why I'm still here. Now, let me tell you, afterwards, I went back to school. Still infuriated, folks. I was like that close from dropping out, but I remember what I told my girl. I gotta graduate. Because I was telling her, when we were talking on the phone, it was like, if you want, I'll drop out of high school and we'll take care of this kid. And she yelled at me. She said, like, you better not do anything that stupid. That's why I got my high school diploma. I'm glad I didn't give up. Part of the reason why I'm here where I am. Because through all the bullshit I've been through in my life, I just kept on fighting. I know days, man, I just felt like throwing in the towel. Just literally throwing in the towel. Just like, fuck this shit, I'm done. But you see what happens when you don't throw in the towel. You wind up getting a check like that. Now, what does this story have to do with anything with that? I'm not even done with this story yet, folks. This is just one of the breaking points of my life. I'm sorry it took me this long to shoot this video, but this is not easy for me, folks. I kept this in locked up so long. Just kept it aside. And, you know, about 5 years later, I decided I shut myself off. I didn't go out. I didn't hang out with anybody. I barely hanged out with anybody. I mean, once in a while I did. I got in trouble here and there. Typical kid. And I started getting into my work life. Went from job to job to job, you know. That's part of life. We're all human, so that's what happens. But let me get back to why I am where I am today, all the issues that I got. That's when my first time my back was broken. Took me about over 5 years to get over this, folks. You know what? I'm still hurting from it, but I can move on from it. Yeah, it sucks, but at least I'm here telling you this story, folks. Because somebody out there is probably contemplating on pulling that trigger. And let me tell you something. Don't do it. Stand there, be an inspiration to somebody else, because maybe one day later somebody just like you is going to be looking for you. And this is why I wasn't ultra successful, because I was always worried about the Benjamins. Folks, the Benjamins will come. You just need to connect and resonate with the right person. But let me get back to where I was at. As now, let's see. Yeah, it was my grandmother. My mom's mom. We knew she was going to pass away. She had breast cancer, and she died of complications of breast cancer. It wasn't the breast cancer that killed her. It was the complication. Then we had my grandfather a few years later pass away, which was 2004. Yeah, folks, that's pretty recent. So you see how this shit's just escalating. But wait, there's more. Then my father's grandmother passed away. My father's mother passed away. My grandmother. From a brain aneurysm. Oh, wait. There's more. My grandfather, my mother's father, passes away a few months later. Folks, I'm sorry, it's just vague. I don't like talking about this shit, but I'm letting it out. Spilling the beans, just letting it all out. It needs to be done. Then maybe about 6 months go by, we get a phone call from my mother's sister. My cousin's dead. He goes flying out of his fucking window in an Explorer because the front tire blew out while he was on the highway. And yes, he had a seatbelt on. Seatbelt somehow, some way unlatched, and he went flying about 200 feet away from his car. Done. But wait, there's still more. A few years later go by. My mom gets a phone call from her sister that my cousin and aunt just got murdered. Yeah. Another gun fucking shooting. Let me tell you what this pompous ass motherfucker did. For whatever fucking reason he did it. He goes in there. Shoots my cousin. Either he ran upstairs or ran downstairs, folks. I got the such shit I ain't worried about in the order it happened. Then he shoots my fucking aunt. Comes back down, shoots my cousin again. Then he locks himself in the bathroom and fucking shoots himself, fucking coward. And no, that's not the worst, folks. My cousin had kids. The kid was in the house when all this shit happened. I feel sorry for that kid. You know why? She was actually there when it happened. It wasn't like being a phone call on the other end of the phone. You know what? Being in either situation fucking sucks. I don't give a fuck. I lost a lot of friends, folks. You know, I used to do the 5-borough tour, I used to call it, yeah. New York's a love-hate situation, folks. I'm proud of living in New York. I used to do the 5-borough tour. That means I went on trains, I walked, I took the bus, I explored everywhere. And the motherfucker told me anything, I was grabbing that goddamn motherfucking garbage can. You damn straight I was. Even when I was a little kid, motherfucker be like, yeah. I was like, it's a garbage can right there. I'll bash it right upside your motherfucking head. Don't believe me? Ask some of the motherfuckers out there. I didn't start no shit, man. This is a free world. We have the right to explore. Ain't nobody here can tell us bull what about it. Now, it don't mean you could go into people's house and start kicking in fucking doors. But after that happened, you know, yeah, folks, tears came down my eyes. But, you know, Mr. Tough Guy had to be the strong one. Shortly, I would say about 3 years later, my father was diagnosed with cancer. Lung cancer, stage 4 no less. So, you know, about a year goes by. When we found the right regimen treatment, things were looking good. And some of y'all know it was about the week after Denver event my father passed away. But let me tell you something, man. The week I went before Denver, we went to Atlantic City. I'm glad I took him. And the day before he went to the hospital, we took him out to get something to eat. We all had a good time. I'm glad we did. He was able to have a last meal with his family. So folks, yeah, I do got issues. We all do. I'm not using this to stop me from doing what I'm doing. Yeah, it is slowing me down. Shit, it's slowing anybody the fuck down. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care how long this video is. This is not... Get money! Yeah, you can make money. You saw it in the beginning. I really don't give a shit. You want to make money, connect with me. I'm not... This is not what this video is about. This video is about not giving up on yourself or giving up on your future. What's it worth to you? I know I've been through a lot, sacrificed a lot of shit. You know, like I said, taking miles back and forth to New York. I got group therapy. Going to the doctors now, you know what I mean? Because I'm on all kinds of medication just to, so I could get some fucking sleep, folks. Let me tell you, I was getting flashbacks, you know. Like I said, Pops was just... I mean, besides I was devastated, I couldn't deal with it anymore. Folks, if you're even at this situation and you know, trying to make money online, stop trying. Take care of yourself. And just take small steps. Don't take big steps. You got to take small steps, and you'll eventually get there. Because what's going to happen is you look from where you was to where you're at now, you're going to be like, holy shit, did I do that? Yeah, that's going to happen. So, folks, I'm about to stop shooting this video. I can't, man. I hope this does some good to somebody out there. Wakes them up. Stops them from killing themselves, you know, or motivates them to change their lives. There's another video I'm going to shoot, but I need a break, folks. I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good one. Peace.